time.
Welcome to our Plugs Community Connection. I am your host, DJ Kitty Cat, with my sister co-host, Miss Morningstar on WKRA 92.7 FM The Change. If you're looking for the best in news, current events, community outreach programs, and shopping connections, you've come to the right place. We've got a great mix of content and community connections lined up for you this evening, along with special guest interviews. So, grab your favorite drink of choice, turn up the volume, and let's get into it.
Hey y'all, it's DJ Kitty and my co-host Miss Morningstar.
Hey, everybody.
We're Our Plugs, the community connection, brought to you by WKRA 92.7 The Change. And today is our first official morning show.
Yay!
So we made it. We're on the morning show. We want to say thank you so much to Raven. She has given us this opportunity and we are ready to rock and roll.
Yes,
so hey y'all.
indeed. Hey, everybody.
So hey sis, how are you?
I am wonderful. I am excited. I am just, can't you tell in my voice, everybody? I am thrilled to be here and talk with you all this morning. It's going to be awesome.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So one thing that we do on Our Plugs, the community connection, let me start by telling you guys who we are. We are a Black and minority community focused directory. And what we do is we invite all types of businesses to put your business in our directory. Not only that, we invite organizations, associations, nonprofits, and we are growing and we are so happy to be here. What our mission is to make sure that our communities have what they need throughout the years. We are building mentorship programs for both young adults, both male and female. We are looking to expand and bring on as many people as possible so that we realize and we recognize that our needs in our communities are met. That being said, we've been blessed by Raven to take over the morning show. And so that's why we're here, to give our listeners, I can say our listeners now, that feels so good.
I know.
To give our listeners the opportunity to meet some really amazing people that we have connected with. So that being said, once again, hey y'all. So the first thing we do when we come on our show is we do an affirmation. And my sister, Miss Morningstar, is the queen of affirmations. So I'm going to hand it over to her and let her get started. Go ahead, sis.
Absolutely. I think I kind of like that. The queen of affirmations. I like that sound to that. I'm going to have to do something with that. So, yes, let's get started. It's nothing like a good affirmation. Last month, we celebrated Black History Month. But guess what, y'all? We still going 365 days a year, always Black History Month. So I have a great quote from a guy that we all know. I am the greatest. So this quote states, I am the greatest. I said that even before I knew I was. That is the great Muhammad Ali, professional boxer and activist. So believing in, yourself and verbalizing that you are the stuff is the first step to embodying that feeling. Positive self-talk throughout the day can also help alleviate negative thoughts. If you have the act like you're worth the feeling good, even when you don't feel like you are, you'll be great.
Absolutely.
You're the greatest.
And there's nothing wrong with telling yourself that, because we need to hear that, especially when you don't hear it as much as you need to. So recognizing and realizing that no matter what, you are the greatest and you hold value is all that is important. I love that, sis. You have another one?
No, I'm gonna stop with that one today because I
Okay.
think that's gonna really sink into what our topics are tonight, especially with, we talk about our health and then we get to talk about our identity. So I'm gonna let that just settle, and
Okay.
I want everyone to think on about that, about claiming who you are and
Yeah,
believing in that.
absolutely. Absolutely. So let's go ahead and take a look at the weather. So,
Okay.
we're in Houston, but our sister station, our mother station, WKRA, they're in Holly Springs, Mississippi. And it looks like today was, they had okay weather. But tomorrow's going to be partly cloudy, or today, I'm sorry. Today's going to be partly cloudy, high of 65, low of 52. No rain, no precipitation. However, there are severe storms heading our way from Texas, going across the mid south. Um, I think we're gearing up for tornado season. So I need everybody to do the drill, pack the water, get everything together. You know how we have to do every season. This is nothing new. We just have to make sure that our families are safe and secure away from the elements. So yeah, this week, I think we'll be okay as far as weather is concerned. I'm sorry, not this week, today, but the rest of the week, we're gearing up for some severe thunderstorms. Okay, sis. So let's talk about. Well, first, let's give our condolences to Angie Stone and her family.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tragedy. I mean, a
Yeah.
tragic event. Angie Stone was definitely one of my favorite neo soul artists. I can't even explain the hurt I felt
Yeah.
hearing it, and I didn't the disbelief I felt.
Yeah. Disbelief. I mean, I felt like it wasn't real.
I had to,
It
and
can't be.
it took me, several researching, and several times researching and going to creditable sites and stuff to
Yeah,
just
I
know
did too.
that it was
I didn't
literally
want to believe it.
confirmed. I didn't want to believe it,
Mm-mm.
and now I'm struggling listening to her music because I feel hurt, and it brings some tears to my eyes. But you know what? She will
Yeah.
never be forgotten
No,
for her creativity.
her music was very impactful, and it meant a lot to all of us.
Yes.
And just the thought that, she passed in a car accident and
Had just did a show, Kitty.
had just did a show. And
Just did a show.
that's hurtful, you
So I
know.
know the fans, how devastating.
Yeah. And
I,
it's hard. That's hard to hear, and it's hard to even think about.
and
So
I don't know if anyone, I didn't read additional articles about any other loss of life, but condolences to their families as well.
I
Her
think she's
crew,
the only one that passed, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know.
really.
I think that from what I read, she was the only one that passed, but I haven't looked into it any further than yesterday. So
Okay.
it's tragic.
It
A
is.
loss of life is tragic, but she meant so much to so many people. Her music,
Oh, yes.
number one, was just amazing.
It was.
Yeah,
Her voice was beautiful. Beautiful
absolutely.
voice.
Absolutely, and very impactful. So I know that the music community, they're hurting right now, but we have to just wrap our minds and our hearts around the fact that she's now in a better place.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So let's go ahead and get into politics. So I'm only going to touch on this briefly because we see it's a mess every single day outside of the shameful behavior of our sitting president and vice president towards another president who's basically been fighting for his country and basically fighting for his life. Let's just be honest. You know, he's doing something that I have never seen any president do, and that's go to the front lines. Most presidents send their people out to fight. They don't go out to fight. So for him to go out on the front line and sacrifice and risk his life for for love of country is very patriotic for Zelensky. Now, whether he wears a suit or not is so unimportant. It's so unserious. The
Yeah,
fact that
yeah,
a suit was even brought up. This man is here begging for assistance so that his people can survive,
yeah.
live,
In
live.
peace. And the saddest thing about this whole buffoonery is what I call it, is that, they didn't initiate this. They didn't ask for
Oh,
this. They didn't, it's been 3 years. They've been having to defend themselves. And the nerve, the disrespect, and the arrogance that was shown to him on Friday was simply planned.
yeah,
It was very distasteful,
yes.
um, as representing us as a country here in the United States. I'm embarrassed,
I'm
and
embarrassed as well,
I'm
but I
embarrassed.
didn't vote for him.
I didn't vote for him.
We
We
knew
know we didn't. We part of that 92 percentile, as
92%.
they call it.
Yeah,
Yeah. But I'm embarrassed because I know now the distaste that it has left in so many other, other countries. If we ever travel, it's distasteful for them to know you're an American because you got this Decepticon. Y'all know if y'all don't know, I call them Decepticons. Y'all know the evil
absolutely.
Transformers.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what
Because
has
they
taken
transform,
over this White House.
yeah, it's transformed from
Pure
a
evil.
nation where we accepted and we helped our neighbors, we helped our allies, we took pride in being
Mm-hmm.
American citizens, to now being ashamed and not wanting to even tell people that we're Americans because
Mm-hmm.
of what's going on. How it's a very distasteful. I can't even say that enough. The way that he and Vance acted like children,
Oh yeah.
like children. But then we've got Hexeth ordering cyber commands to stand down on investigating Russia.
So what's going on, y'all? I mean, out there in radio world, what's going on? So we now friends with the enemy of all enemies that I've ever known us to have,
And now
Russia.
we're making our allies our enemies now. You know, um,
Whew.
Canada just said that the 25% tariff.
Mm.
When will people realize that this tariff is going to affect everything? It's going to affect everyone's day to day. That prices of houses will go up, lumber. The prices of food will go up. The prices of everything will go up. And it's as if we've stepped into the twilight zone where we have other leaders, other presidents talking, and prime ministers talking to us as American citizens and explaining to us that it's not us wanting to do this. It's just that we have been put in a position that we have to. Because you ever seen those little kids who will start it? You started, but now you want to run and go get your parents because you started it. And now you want everybody to just bend the knee to you, but you started it. So it's tit for tat. And it's really at the expense of the American people. Who's going to suffer? Do you think that he's going to suffer? Vance is going. They don't walk in the grocery stores.
Never have. They don't deal with that.
They don't pump gas. They don't have to get up in the morning and make their kids breakfast and take them to daycare. They don't do any of the things that we do as everyday citizens. And now our way of life is not in jeopardy. It has been uprooted because Canada's going to impose those tariffs. And it's going to trickle down to the everyday American citizen who's trying to keep the lights on and food on the table.
It's
And this is what y'all voted for.
It's shameful. It is shameful that every day for the past 30, let's say 35 days now,
Something else every day.
somewhere around there, y'all don't quote me, but we have woke up to nonsense. Something new. But this is just a reenactment, but 10 times worse than his prior term. So y'all get connected with a community.
Yes.
Connect yourself with a community, because we have to support one another during these times. It's imperative.
Absolutely. We don't have a choice. I mean, at the end of the day, the people that we put in place to govern this nation has decided to stomp on this nation. So it's up to us to come together as citizens and figure it out together. If we don't, we'll be lost. And while they were in the Oval disrespecting this president, the House passed a bill to gut Medicaid. So all of those people who are currently on Medicaid, what are they supposed to do? Now, it still has to go to the Senate. And all we can do is hope and pray that there's going to be at least 2 Republicans that will, say no to this bill. At least 2, maybe 3. I don't know. But of course, the Democrats are going to say no. But, these Republicans, it seems, are living in an alternate universe where they're thinking that the only people that are truly going to be hurt by, these ridiculous tariffs and these laws that are hurting the American citizen are Democrats. It's going to hurt and devastate all families who depend on these benefits in order to survive. Get connected. Please go to ourplugs.com. We are looking to connect our communities. We're looking for nonprofits. Right now we have a nonprofit. Her business is Carter's Caring Hands, and she's in Kalamazoo, Michigan. She is one of our partners on Our Plugs, and she is connecting with other nonprofits to ensure that they have the food and resources that they need to feed the communities as well. So it's time for us to fall back on us, because now it seems that our government has just basically sold us out, and we're in a position where we don't have a choice but to hold strong and hold steady. You are listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection. I'm your host, DJ Kitty Cat. This is my co-host and my sister, Mrs. Morningstar. And we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be back after this message.
Hey guys, yes, this is my nonprofit, Carter's Caring Hands. And what my nonprofit does, we give fresh food boxes to those families in need that's struggling to keep food on their tables. We also go out into the unhoused community, give out care bags here in the Kalamazoo, Michigan area. So if you'd like to donate to the cause, please go to www.carterscaringhands.com and donate whatever you can, so we together can uplift those families that's struggling to keep food on their tables. Highly appreciate it. God bless.
Welcome to a world that sparkles. Sparkle Cakes LLC takes custom to a whole new level. You are guaranteed to find a gift for that special someone, or even a customized gift for yourself. So head on over to my Etsy shop, Sparkle Cakes LLC, and start your personalized order today. I'll be waiting to hear from you. Have a great day.
Timeless elegance. Redefine class. Welcome to Morningstar Boutique by Tam, where fashion at its finest, fashion that brings out your inner cuteness, and styles that make you go, oh girl, where you get that from? Check me out at www.morningstarboutique.com or at rplugs.com. Can't wait to see you.
Hi, I'm Tori G, owner and founder of Say Something Tees, a statement t-shirt company. I got into this business by mistake, but the mission was no accident. As a Black female-owned brand, we do more than just sell shirts. We make statements. Our designs spark conversation, sometimes shady, sometimes in your face, but always bold. From the 92% collection, honoring Black women who always show up, to Dear Black Woman, a love letter to our strength and resilience. Our tees empower, uplift, and keep it real. Because at Say Something Tees, we believe your shirt should speak before you do. Shop Black owned, shop with a purpose. Find us at www.saysomething.biz and let's say something together.
And we are back. Welcome back, everyone out there listening. So let me tell our new listeners out there on WKRA 92.7. If you want to actually check out the show, you can go to Our Plugs LLC on YouTube, and you can actually see our faces and see the commercials. I know you can hear the commercials, but go to Our Plugs LLC on YouTube. Please subscribe, click that subscribe button, and turn on your notifications. Also, check out our commercials, and every commercial that you hear and see are members of Our Plugs. You can go to ourplugs.com and shop your heart away, as well as look at all of the nonprofits and other businesses within our directory. That being said, we are going to jump right into listening to our sister. You want to go ahead and bring up Bunny?
Absolutely. Let's get
All
her
right.
on
Bring her on.
stage.
So this is Bunny. This is our sister. Her name is Gail Thorpe, but our TikTok names are what we use. We call each other sometimes. I'm DJ Kitty and Miss Morningstar. And so we have Bunny Diva here. Hey, Bunny.
Hey,
Hey,
how you guys are
Bunny.
doing?
Great. How are
Hello.
you?
How are
Oh, good morning.
Welcome.
Welcome, welcome. So today is our first day on the radio, honey. How are you feeling about that?
I'm so excited. I'm just like, I think we have so much awesome things that we have in store for all of our listeners out there. So I'm just excited. It doesn't take me much. So this is even taking me over the top.
Absolutely,
Love it.
absolutely. And not only do we have Bunny, we also have our family and friends on YouTube listening in. They're all saying, hey, hey, y'all, we see y'all. Too sweetie, powerful Black woman, Mr. Salutations. We see you guys.
We
Thank
see
you
y'all.
so much.
Thank you for
Thank you
being
so
here.
much.
We love you guys.
Absolutely. That's the support that we have as a community. We support each other. So, Bunny, what is on deck for this evening?
Well, evening, morning.
Or I'm sorry, morning. I got to keep saying that, morning.
That's okay. I have my tea ready for this morning. So, well, first of all, guys, you will always hear me on Monday morning, always giving those help tips that we need so much, especially at a time like this. So this month of March is actually the National Nutrition Month, and is basically a great time to focus on the food choices that we make, and also physical activity habits as well. So tonight I'm gonna kind of go over a few good tips on that. And to get started,
Okay. You want me to play your commercial before we get started?
oh yeah, you sure can. Go right ahead.
Let's listen to Miss Gail Thorpe's commercial first, and then we'll jump right into it. And
Okay.
that gives me a chance to get my pen and my paper ready because I take notes because nutrition is important.
Yes, you do.
Notes.
Yes, you do. Hi, my name is Gail Thorpe, and I'm the practitioner for Nutrition Redesign. And you just finished taking a little sneak into my practice. With Nutrition Redesign, we are designing women's health their way. This gives a chance for women who are suffering with diabetes, hormones, fibroids, just even fatigue, whatever that may be. The difference with Nutrition Redesign is that we have specialized testing, over 200 panels, to be able to really get to the bottom line of your health. These type of testings are not even located in the hospitals, so you can really get well. If you're dealing with fibroids like many women do and not sure what type of foods to eat or nutritions to take, we have it. If you have hormone problems, we can definitely help you there as well. Are you going through menopause? No worries. We have everything for you. So you can find us at www.nutritionredesign.com. You also can find us on www.ourplugs.com. And we're designing health your way. Don't forget to give us a call too at 877-898-5130. I can tell you this much. The little secret's out. Definitely want to give us a call at Nutrition Design so you can really start to get healthy and become a brand new you.
And we are back. I love that. Nutrition you design. Okay, so let's hop right into it. Nutrition.
Yes.
Pen.
I know. I see you got your pen. Both of you. Good.
We take notes. We take notes, Bunny.
Yes, ma'am.
No, they really do take notes each week, which is a good thing. So hopefully you listeners out there for our morning show that you guys be taking some notes as well. So basically, when we talk about nutrition, one of the best things that we want to take a look at is foods that are in their natural state, which means that they are minimally processed and without any added chemicals or preservatives. It's basically what we're talking about when we say whole foods. So anything like fresh fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, seeds, and lean proteins. Some of the things that we also want to consider is that we want to make sure things are in higher nutrient density. So we want to make sure and incorporate more vitamins, minerals, antioxidants compared to processed food. We also want to make sure that we concentrate on natural fiber. So we want to support that digestion, our gut health, and make sure to keep our blood sugar in balance. Healthy fats and proteins. What that does, and we kind of talked a little bit about that last week, about the healthy fats, promoting that brain function, hormone balance, and make sure to sustain our energy, okay? Because that's so important when we take in those good fats. It really does help, because a lot of times, we suffer with a lot of brain fog, and when we're not taking anything, you sometimes can't remember. So when you do concentrate on those good fats, that does help to the brain to work a little bit more efficient, a lot more efficient actually. So we want to make sure that we reduce, our risk of chronic diseases like heart disease and diabetes and certain cancers. We make sure that anti-inflammatory properties that help with conditions like arthritis and autoimmune systems are in line when we're taking these whole foods.
Okay.
It helps us also to support our immune function, and then it helps us to have a faster recovery time. So what I would like for everyone to take a look is try to start small, right? So you don't want to, what I find even with my clients, sometimes I always tell them, it's not about really, going too crazy at it. We want to take our time with things. We want to just make it a slow process, because when you do it this way, if you just exchange one thing at one time a week, maybe even every 2 weeks, that will help you to be more consistent. So you want to, like I said, start small. You want to swap, let's say, refined grains for whole grains, and add an extra serving of veggies to each meal. Now, how hard is that? Adding an extra serving of veggies to each meal.
It's not hard for people who like vegetables at all. But I guess I do have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not first, Powerful Black Woman has a question. Let's answer her question first in the chat. And so she says, I need something to make me eat. I'm not eating like I used to. I eat like a bird. So maybe supplement it with a shake? What do you suggest?
Yeah, I do. I do. When you're not eating as much, because you want to try, it wouldn't be harmful to get at least 5 small meals in a day. It helps to regulate your metabolism. It also helps you to not be as hungry. Okay, when I say 5 small meals, I'm talking not very big, small meals, right, to fit that in. But if you find that you don't feel that you want to do that, a good shake, a good protein shake, and add in some vegetables in there, some fruits in there. Not only are you getting the protein to help you to rebuild your body, but you're also getting the energy that you need. And then hopefully with all of the whole foods that you're adding into it, the proper nutrients. So that's what I would suggest.
Okay, okay. So I'm not a big meat eater, and I know for right now I'm not eating chicken. I have a thing right now. They have the bird flu going out. I know that they say it's just eggs or whatever. I don't know, but I'm just backing up from chicken. I just don't feel like eating it. So I've started eating more lamb and fish, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but a friend of mine, she says, well, just make you a sandwich with, go get you some lunch meat. And I'm trying to convince her to stop eating lunch meat altogether because it's horrible for you. Am I right or am I wrong?
Absolutely. I mean, if you are to get any type of lunch meat, you want it to be something with like a low sodium, because a lot of the lunch meat has a lot of sodium in it, right?
Isn't it
So,
processed?
hmm?
Is it processed? Is lunch meat
Yes,
processed?
it is processed. It is. But again, when you're making small changes,
Mhm.
when you're used to eating a lot of meat or so, and then all of a sudden it's like I'm just going to stop. I just find that it doesn't work when you do it that way. So
Yeah,
if you're going
too
to start,
extreme.
yeah, you start small, right? You just start small, and if she was to have, or whoever was to have a sandwich, try to get the one that is without the sodium.
Low in sodium, because everything could be done in moderation. But
Yes, yes.
I was with lunch meat, like you said, it can be very salty,
It can be
Yeah.
very salty.
very salty.
Right, and the process, because it is processed, it is not the most healthiest thing for you. But again, it's always really that 80/20 that you'll hear me
Hmm.
talk about that before. You want
Hmm.
to 80% healthy,
Hmm.
and then every now and then you can treat yourself 20% of the time to something a little bit not as healthy, right? Because your body just naturally craves those kind of things at times. So you don't want to totally, just not have anything.
Starve it out. Yeah.
Yeah, because then what
Then you
happens now,
binge.
you might you might actually starve yourself out to the point where now once you taste one thing that's unhealthy, you're gonna want more. And you're gonna end up gaining the weight back even 10 times more.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's easy to gain it right back. It really and truly is. We've all been there. I don't know anyone on the planet who hasn't. We not struggle with our weight, but we want to maintain a healthy weight, and
Mm-hmm.
not only just to look good, but also to feel good.
Yes.
Um, and that's to me more important than anything. I want to be able to feel well instead of feeling lethargic and weighed down. So, what's your next tip? Because I
Yes.
got my pen. Go ahead.
Okay. She's ready to go.
I
So
am.
the next would definitely be to shop smart. Stick to the outer aisles of the grocery store where you see the fresh produce and
Mhm.
unprocessed items. Can believe it or not, guys, that there's actually politicking in the grocery store, because they actually, when you go and shop into the, and I tell my clients this all the time, you notice, like, okay, say for instance you go in there, you say, okay, I just want to go in for a few things, I just want to get some eggs and milk, and you end up with a whole cart full of things, and that's deliberate, because that's why they put it so far in the back. They want you
Hmm.
going through those.
Oh,
They
Yeah.
want you to pass up all your favorite things.
Yeah.
So it's not about getting your steps in, it's about seeing and buying. Okay, I got you. I see
You
you.
remember the tale that I don't know if y'all parents used to tell you this, but your eyes is bigger than your
Your
stomach.
stomach.
Yeah.
Yes, I know about that one. I see my mom say that a lot. So it is very, very true. The other thing is that if you ever go down the aisle, like say for instance cereal aisle, for instance, where you
Mhm.
have the healthy cereals and then you have the not so healthy cereals. Well, they always put the not so healthy cereals the length of a child so they can reach it.
Mm-hmm.
They put the healthy ones way up top that you might even need someone to help you get that healthy.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that
they know, you know,
yeah.
they know.
Yeah, they know that these kids, they see it. It's in right in their vision. And I've got kids and I've got grands, so I've been guilty of having to, as soon as they turn their back, I'm putting it back because number one, I never really liked cereal. I don't drink milk, so me myself personally, I just didn't. I hated to even buy milk because it's a waste of money. My kids may or may not eat a bowl, and then we've got all this cereal, and cereal is packed up full of sugars. It's so
Yes.
it's horrible for kids.
The sugary ones, definitely the sugar, the frosted.
All of them have sugar in them though.
Not all of them, right?
Well,
What about
the
like
ones that are, I mean, of
the
course, if
shredded
you get
wheat
the
or
organic
the ones
ones, is
that
what I
are
would
just
recommend.
blah,
Blah.
You want to
blah?
yeah,
Go ahead, buddy. Go ahead. We're gonna act up just a little bit.
I know y'all gonna act up, but yes, but we have fun. We have fun. That's a good thing. They're gonna love us because we have fun. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the processed ones that you see. Like I said, the ones where kids can reach it, but the ones that are up top, the more organic ones, are not gonna have the GMO in there. It's gonna have less sodium, less processed things. So you just want to always look at the labels. It'll help you to determine which one is the best one for you. But they also put things in the front. You ever see when you go into a store, you start to see that, all of these things are on sale, cookies, sodas, everything right in the front because they want to make sure that before
Yeah.
you leave that store, they're going to
And they
make sure
and
that
they
you get
stack it. They stack it up so pretty
They
for
did.
us, Bunny. Right
they
there. As soon
do.
as you walk in,
They
bam,
do. Yeah.
$2.99.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's the thing. So just be careful when you go into the supermarket. It's set up a certain way. They
It
have a
is.
certain kind of
Mm-hmm.
psychology that they know that you're going to go for these certain things. And then you end up having not only the milk and the eggs, but you also got a whole other stuff that you shouldn't have had.
All that. Bunny, I have a question for you in the comments. I said what I said is asking, is the deli meat processed also the kind that you have them sliced? So when you go to the actual deli and they have the hunk of meat,
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, I mean,
processed.
it is processed. I mean, it's fresher than the ones that are
Mhm.
packed because the
Is
ones
it?
that are packed, well, yeah, because they're
It
cut upon when you ask for it versus if
right instead of in the fluids, because
right,
the ones that's packed is in some sort of, I don't like that. I've never bought that kind really,
Yeah.
but
yeah, it sits
usually
in
go get it sliced,
exactly. If you have to get the sandwich meat, you definitely want to go
like
and
maybe turkey
get it
meat or
fresh,
something.
yeah, and ask for the less sodium and the thinner slice because you can determine the slice size or how it's going to be. So you want to make sure that you have it as thin as you can. Have the less sodium one. If they have one that doesn't have any type of GMO in it, that would be great too. So you can ask for those things if you have to get it versus the one that are packed because it is going to be packed in a sodium solution.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time you take it out, it's so processed and so salty that it's not going to be healthy for you.
Have you guys ever seen meat being processed? Have you guys ever seen that?
I've seen the documentary.
I've seen it. It's
Yeah.
disgusting.
That's
Good
but
stuff.
about I want to say about 7, 8 years ago, I was a vegetarian. I couldn't eat meat because I had watched that, and then I watched another one about cows and chickens, and I just turned myself off. And then So I can eat meat now because I had to for health reasons. My iron was so low, but it's hard because some of the food, and now that we've done away with protections, we have no idea what we're putting in our food. So I encourage everyone to learn how to garden and grow your own fruits and vegetables, and maybe get you some chickens if you can. If you can, that's
Well,
that's
it's true. And then they have grow boxes, guys. So there's grow boxes, and they have
yeah.
things also too that you can put in your kitchen, so that you can be able to, grow. Of course, you can't have the chicken in there, but I'm just saying,
Yeah,
if
don't put a chicken in your kitchen,
you
y'all.
can't put the chicken in the kitchen,
Not recommended. All the radio listeners, don't get no chickens in your kitchen.
Please don't
It's
put a chicken
nasty.
in your kitchen.
don't do that.
Unsanitary.
But yeah, I mean, the main thing is that you want to be an avid label reader to make sure that you're looking at what's in
Yes.
the foods that you're buying, right? Because the first 2 or 3 ingredients is usually what's mainly in whatever the product that you're buying. So you always want to look for that too.
Yeah.
And if you're getting something that has too many words that you're not familiar with, then 9 times out of 10, it's no good. It has a lot of chemicals.
Yes.
Just go ahead and put it back. Yeah, just
Yeah.
go. Like we tell our kids, don't touch nothing, don't ask for nothing, because you're not getting nothing. I don't tell my babies that. But no, I'm just kidding. But, I agree with you. If you can't pronounce it, you shouldn't eat it. Plain and simple.
Exactly.
So what about exercise? Because I know,
Mhm.
time constraint, but what about exercise? What's going on with exercise to help with this whole process?
Yeah, so basically a lot of what I've mentioned before about exercising is that even with that too, you want to start slow. This is how you have and you can maintain your consistency and results. It takes at least 30 days to change a habit, right? So you start slow, even if it means nothing but 5 minutes a day. Start out with, believe it or not, 5 minutes a day of being consistent every single day, and then you can go from 5 minutes, and that can be anything. If you have a hard time, maybe you're not as mobile, even if it means you're sitting in a chair, and you're sitting in a chair and you're just moving your legs and moving your arms, just for 5 minutes. Then you can go
Mhm.
there, and then you can increase it to 10 more minutes, right? So you can buy like 2 pound weights just to add to that to help you. You don't always have to have a gym membership, because nowadays with so much going on, you may not want to be out there in the gym membership too much. So you want to go ahead and increase, get some weights and increase it as you go along. But the
Yeah.
goal is to reach at least 30 minutes a day. If you can do 30 minutes a day as a consistency over time, if you decide to increase that,
Yeah.
you can, but you don't have to. 30 minutes a day is enough time for exercise for you to be healthy and to keep your body healthy and to keep your bones moving, like we talked about last week, your joints, keeping those joints lubricated.
Absolutely. So in my former life, I was a trainer for years. So I would tell my clients, even if and some of my clients, they were, they had to stay indoors. They were elderly clients.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're walking up and down the hall, all you want to do is increase your heart rate. Not extreme, but increase your heart rate so that you're getting those joints moving. Do that, and like Bunny says, start 5 minutes, and then do that for a week. 5 minutes every day, 5 minutes, and then start on one specific day. Sunday. Sunday's always a good day to start.
Mm-hmm.
Start on a Sunday, and the next Sunday, increase it to 10 minutes. The next Sunday, increase it to 15 minutes. But you just want to continue that momentum so that your body gets adjusted. Now, I will say this, you will be sore, period. Even with walking, if you haven't been consistent. So I recommend, if you can, to soak in medicated alcohol and Epsom salt, and soak, as often as you can, and stretch before you get out of bed.
Absolutely.
That is the
That's
key.
true.
Stretch before your feet touch the ground. Make sure you stretch out your body. I have a very good friend of mine to this day. She stepped out of bed and broke her ankle
Mm.
by stepping out of bed. As we get older, and remember, my clients were older people, our bones become brittle. And she stepped out of bed and broke her ankle.
Mm.
Yes. So it's imperative for us to continue to move, continue to eat healthy and stretch. And of course, drink water. Drink as much water as possible. Bunny, anything else? We're going to have to go to our next guest, which is Reggie. But of course, I want you to stick around. But did you want to leave with any other tips for us?
So basically, I just wanted to help you guys to incorporate some of those superfoods, like I mentioned a little bit earlier. Have a smoothie. You can blend those berries, spinach, chia seeds, and all of the nutrients you need. A smoothie is a great way when you're kind of busy and you want to go. Have a smoothie. That can get those superfoods in there. Also, too, you want to, sprinkle some seeds on your salad. Okay, add turmeric to the soups, and swap out rice for quinoa. And those type of things will help you where you're making small changes. Those kind of things will help you over time by incorporating your nutrients and your superfoods and help you to get yourself healthy where you need to be.
Absolutely. I love that. Thank you so much, Bunny. Actually, her name is Gail Thorpe, but I'm her big sister, so I always call her Bunny. Gail Thorpe. She is with Nutrition You Design. She is one of our sisters, and she is part of Our Plugs, and we want to thank you so much for coming up. You don't have to leave. We're going to put you backstage, and we will be right back after this short message. You are listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection. We are on WKRA 92.7, The Change, and stay tuned.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ashley Middleton, life and executive leadership coach and owner of Radiate Coaching and Development, where we provide transformational, strength-based coaching and mentorship. My goal specifically is to support you in identifying your mission, your vision, and your values that help you take your power back as you are building your career. Whether it's within or outside of the corporate world, my goal is to really empower you in making decisions that work well for you. So if you want to reach out to me, by all means, you can email me at radiate@midspiration.com or check out my website at radiatecoaching.com.
Timeless elegance. Redefine class. Welcome to Morningstar Boutique by Tam, where fashion at its finest, fashion that brings out your inner cuteness, and styles that make you go, oh girl, where you get that from? Check me out at www.morningstarboutique.com or at rplugs.com. Can't wait to see you.
Opalmay Simplistic Beauty is hair care and skincare in a bottle. Take a quick survey and let us design your own formula. Go to ourplugs.com, look for Opalmay Simplistic Beauty, and we can get your formula out to you as soon as possible. We hope to hear from you soon. Have a great day. And we are back. You're listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection. I'm your host, DJ Kitty. That's my co-host, Mrs. Morningstar.
Hey, everybody.
Hey. And we have a great friend, brother. His name is Reggie, and he comes with so much knowledge, so much wisdom. Hey, brother.
Reggie.
How you doing? How you doing today?
I am great. How are you? How are you all doing? Two of my favorite people in the world.
Oh,
thank you. We're doing wonderful today.
Great.
First day on
Yes,
the
you
radio,
are.
so we are just super excited, and we're just super I'm not nervous. I'm not nervous at all. I'm excited though. I'm excited to see exactly where we take it. I really am. So, Reggie, you want to tell the audience, the new audience, about yourself?
Yes. Hello, new audience. We are so happy to be engaging with you. My name is Reggie or Reginald Wilson. I am the director of a nonprofit called Equal, a global human initiative. Value Identity is the social model, social and human improvement model that I've created. And most of you can contact me in the Equal Universe or theequaluniverse.com, where you can find out about what we're doing, the events that we are embarking on, and the work that we're doing in the world to leave it better than we found it.
And in our plugs, you can also
absolutely. Lest I forget, absolutely.
Yes.
In our plugs, yes. This is the new launch. This is the new launch pad. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I know you've been busy. I know you guys in the back office, you guys are working on some other things, but what do you have for us this morning?
Well, what I have for you is essentially my entire objective, and the entire objective of the Equal Universe and the Value Identity model is to get you to fall in love with yourself by showing you how amazing you are, to Miss Morningstar's affirmation of greatness. Okay, and when she said we're great, I don't know if you guys heard me, but I said, yes, you are. And that's essentially what it is because there's only one relationship, and that is the relationship that we have with ourselves. And everything else that shows up in our exterior environment emanates from how we feel about ourselves, whether we're enjoying that experience and how we experience ourselves, or whether we're not, that is what shows up. And so in order for us to correct the outside, we have to deal with healing and correcting the inside. And so what I just kind of like to share as briefly as I possibly can today is value and power, and what is your proximity to them. Value is essentially benefit, okay? The benefit that you receive from a person, place, or thing. And power is your ability to impact and or to change the state of a thing. Okay, now the purpose of all life is one singular intention. And that singular intention is to know, okay? When we live in this world, when we navigate our life's journey, it is, the intention to know love, to know connection, to learn, to discover what we're capable of, to know what it feels like to experience our dreams, to know what it is to celebrate. To know what it feels like and to experience to be celebrated, to know joy, and a plethora of other limited lived experiences. And so knowledge, or to know, is information, but the application of knowledge, or your choice, which is the only power that you wield in this world, is your ability to choose and to apply the knowledge that you receive. Is your power, it's your force, it is your ability to change the current state of something to something altogether different. Energy equals influence. For example, if you are hungry and you know how to find and acquire food, then you can change your current state from hunger to well-fed.
Yeah.
If you're thirsty, simple. If you're thirsty and you know where to find and acquire hydration, then you can change your current state from thirsty to hydrated. Okay. And if you're in the dark and you know where the light is and how to activate that light, then you can change the current state of that space from dark to illuminated.
Exactly.
And so, again, the application of that knowledge, the choice to apply that knowledge, is power. And so when we encounter you, we encounter a specific energy dynamic within you that is essentially someone who possesses qualities, powers, skill sets, and abilities that exist nowhere else other than in you. And let me just give you a very simple example of how that works. I can put you in a room with 1,000 people right now, and each one of you can say the same word. But when you say that word, it will sound different. Why is that? It is because no one can do what you do exactly the way that you do it. And so what that means is that essentially you are a brand.
Exactly.
You are in a lane that only you occupy, because that lane was only built and designed for you.
Yeah.
So in essence, what you bring to me and what you bring to us and what you bring to the world, we can only find that in you. And
Yeah.
that is a tremendous amount of power. Again, know who you are. And once you begin to discover who you are, you will begin to fall in love with who you are. And let me just share this in closing. One of the greatest statements is the I am statement. And I'm sure you guys have heard of the I am declarations or the I am affirmations. Just kind of like to give you a little bit of a deeper look into what that means. So the word I means you or the one. Okay. Am means possessing all of this that there is. So for example, if I were to say I am water, then what I'm essentially saying is that I possess the only components of H2O that exist. All of water is made up of H2O, and that is all that water is made of. So when we encounter you, when you say I am DJ Kitty, then what that means is that you are the one who possesses all the skill sets, talents, and abilities that exist
To be DJ.
Exactly. All the components that make up you. That's all that exists in the world. You're the only one who has that.
And that's what makes it so unique about each one of us.
Exactly.
You know, that only I can be me, only you can be you.
Exactly.
But when we're connected, we're a force to be reckoned with. And I love that when you recognize that you're your own individual and you stop worrying about others. And that's one thing that everybody has to work on. You know,
Exactly.
no one's above it. We all have to work on not worrying about the next person, but really focusing and looking within ourselves to make sure that we are bringing to the surface the best parts of ourselves, and then connect the dots.
Absolutely.
It's very obvious in today's times who, as adults, have not learned that skill yet to be able to identify who they are. We see it in real life right now. We talk about current events in the Decepticon house over there on Pennsylvania Avenue. A lot of those particular adults, elderly adults, have not identified who they are. And that is the biggest problem, the identity crisis. And now they want to try to behave in a way of someone else when they're not even living into their true person.
Because again, when you talk about the capitalistic social structure, it is designed to distract us from ourselves, because it's always saying, look that way.
And not within yourself.
Not within here.
Exactly. So think about this. So think about this. The vast majority of people have lived their entire lives with someone that they have never met themselves.
Wow.
That is sauce right there, Reggie.
Let me say that again. The vast majority of people have lived their entire lives with someone that they have never met themselves. And so
that's scary.
That's entirely scary, Because and then what is also even scarier is that the vast majority of people are not even aware that there is another option, that there is another avenue through which they can be introduced to who they are. The way that we've been socialized and taught is that we believe that exterior validation is all there is.
Mm-hmm.
And so if we don't get the exterior validation, if we don't get the likes, if we don't get, the material wealth, if we don't get the approval of others, then our value is zero.
Yeah, and that's really sad because it's not. It's
that
really
is
sad, and we're raising our young adults and our young children, and they are stuck in the social media construct of thinking that the only way that they actually truly have value is by the likes and the shares and the number of followers that they have. And then they see on social media the cars and the clothes, and so I implore parents, please pull that back from your babies. We're doing our children as well as ourselves a disservice if we think that placating on social media is the thing to do, when it truly isn't. What we are hurting our children, and they don't understand, well, why can't I have this? Why don't I have this? And not realizing the greatness that they actually do have within themselves.
The value they
And the
bring.
reason they're pursuing those things is because they feel that they can't experience value without those things.
Right.
So what I'm simply saying is that there's nothing wrong with any of that.
It's not.
Understand your relationship, your power dynamic in relationship to those things.
Yeah.
Those things exist to serve you.
Yeah.
You do not exist to serve them, and it is you who gives them value, because they have no value without you.
That's right.
Not the other way around.
I love it.
And so, and if you need a tool, by all means, go to theequaluniverse.com and read about who you are, because the entire objective of this narrative is to introduce you to you, is to help you to understand that there is a different story about who you are. And nature has already provided it, and it is determined and designed. It is determined and basically offered, that you are something far, far greater, to Miss Morning Star's affirmation.
I'm gonna say it one more time.
Far greater than society has told. You are something far, far greater than what society has told you that you are. Nature has a completely different story. You are a different design. Exactly.
I am the greatest. I said that even before I knew I was.
Absolutely.
Think about that, you guys.
Absolutely. Because life is a journey to discovery. Life is a journey to know.
Yeah.
And so again, we're all on this journey, sharing that information.
Yeah.
And reaffirming that information, that you're not defined by what's outside of you. You are everything that value is already, and value is everything that you are. You're the living and breathing expression of it. And no one can express, you're the only channel, you're the only vessel that can express who you are. You are the only way that we can experience you. So there, you have no competition, because you're the only one of your kind. You are a brand.
Understand that. I need people to truly understand that.
Absolutely.
I think that once people realize that, I'm not in competition with anyone. I'm just going to live and walk this journey with those who know and love me, and experience and enjoy it along the way. We fall short when we try to emulate and placate and be like others.
And that's a trick. That's a trick of the current social model. But ask yourself this: if you're the only one, then who can compete with you?
That's right.
There's no one else. There's no one else in your lane.
That's right. It is definitely something that you have to keep speaking that life and that existence into yourself. And it starts, like Kitty said, it starts with us parents, if you are a parent or if you're a grandparent, if you're an auntie, if you're an uncle, it's speaking it into the kids so they can feel some type of validation of whom they are without the clothes, without the
Mhm.
social media, without the songs telling you this and that, and
Right.
without all of the extras. Just knowing who you are. Yes, you can still socialize and be part of the scene and listen to the
Exactly. You can
social
enjoy it
network
all,
and enjoy that
but you're
part.
not a slave to it. And it
Yeah,
Exactly.
doesn't
Because
define
you
you.
know
absolutely.
It
who
exists
you
because of
are.
you.
You
Exactly.
know who you are.
You do not serve, you do not live in servitude to it. It exists to serve you.
That exactly. Exactly.
I just really want this message to be heard and received because so many people are struggling with understanding who they are now,
Mm-hmm.
especially with the times that we're living in. Things are changing so drastically, and our young adults, I think when I talk, I think about my grandson who just made 18, and his classmates and where they're at. Yes, they're going off to college or they're going off to the military, and they're trying to figure out their way. And we have we unbeknownst to most parents, we allowed social media to come in, and it's played a very it could be a great thing, but in most instances, these young adults are looking at the negative. And how can we really tell them that it's not as bad as it is when they're looking at the TV and they see a administration that is doing away with everything that they've only known?
Let me just share this in closing. Is that nature has already designed within us all the answers. This is the question. On the other side is the answer.
Yeah.
Ask
Mhm.
yourself, what is it that you love? What is it that is calling you in your heart? Because what is calling you in your heart, what is resonating deep in your core, is also pursuing you. That is your destiny. That is your purpose. And as you pursue it, it will pursue you. So let me just share this in closing. So, what is the benefit of your power? The benefit of your power is that your existence changes the state of everything and everyone around you. You illuminate us all in a way that only you can. You are the greatest.
Wow, I love that. I love that.
Amazing.
That is amazing. And thank you so much, Reggie.
Absolutely.
We've been doing this to all of our new listeners. We've been having Reggie come and join us on Mondays when he can, and he brings us to a level where we really look into ourselves, and I appreciate that. Let's go ahead and bring Bunny back on. I like to talk to both of them at the same time because they play against, play together. They play well.
Yes.
Hey, Bunny.
You there, Gail? She may have stepped
Maybe
away.
she
Yes,
stepped
is.
away,
Yes,
but
she
she'll be back.
Yeah, she may have stepped away, but she'll be back. So I like to listen to both Bunny and Reggie because Bunny. Oh, there she is.
Can you
Hey,
hear me?
hon.
Hi, Bunny.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Reggie. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. I'm doing good. Good morning to you.
Good day. Good day.
Yes, and so to all of our new listeners, so what we do on Mondays is we take a look at our health. We want to start the week off right. So Buddy or Gail Thorpe, let me stop calling her by her TikTok name. Gail Thorpe comes in and she gives us those health tips, and she really lays it out in a way that we can truly understand and not just understand, but actually apply those tips in our everyday day-to-day. And then Reggie comes right in and he gives us that. It's like building our self-esteem. That's what I feel. It's giving me that, okay, this is going to be a new week.
Soul food.
I know who I am. Yes, soul food. Yes, soul food. Soul food Sundays. But yes, it gives us the food that we need in order to get through this week, because we all know that we are facing some very different times, very different times. And we're not going to, dwell on what we can't change, but what we will dwell on is how we will connect and how we will change.
Absolutely.
And make sure that we have what we need, especially our elders and our youth. They worry me most, and I try not to be a worrier, but hey, I'm human. I'm not perfect, but I'm trying my best to, get through this, but I'm thankful for the team that I have to get through it with. What say you, Ms. Morningstar?
I agree. I mean, without us coming together and being a community to ensure that we are going to be protected, we're going to be in a safe space. It's a need for this. It's a need for us to be here together on this Monday, speaking on our health, speaking on our, identity, and getting the fruits that we deserve and we need. Absolutely. The nourishment, because we know right now we're absolutely not getting that in politics.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
excuse me, it's definitely needed.
Yeah,
if I can just share one other thing, but just to encourage the audience and also everyone, all of you, look at what happened in the White House with Zelensky, but look at what happened in the aftermath.
Yeah.
So there was something very ugly that happened, but then on the heels of that, all the European countries came in alignment to support Zelensky.
Absolutely.
And now they are working to put together a peace proposal in support of Zelensky to present on his behalf to the Trump administration. So again, look at how the universe works.
Yeah.
Everything that appears to be bad is a lot of times in what I consider divine orchestration. It's just a setup for something better.
Yeah.
So I know that we're in a moment right now. Like I said, we're, what I kind of liken it to is a woman in labor. We're feeling that pain, feeling those contractions. We're feeling that discomfort. But this is all preceding and making space for a new life.
Yeah.
Can I tie something into
Absolutely.
that? Because I thought about that, and I know we don't have a whole lot of time, but I just want to say it just makes me think about it in a way that when you don't know yourself, when you don't value your identity, and you behave in a way that our current president behaved, the Decepticons. If you behave in that way,
right,
and you think that people need you, that you don't understand the assignment. There's others to replace you quickly.
There you go.
And what happened is you thought you were the strong arm. You thought you were the force to be reckoned with. The force, the bully.
Exactly.
And that this person depended on you for your help. Although this was a very grateful man for all the help he did receive from our country.
He was very grateful.
There are
look at how
30 other countries.
Look at how it changed the position, though.
Yes.
What appeared to be him on the bottom was actually a setup.
It was.
Exactly.
People are calling him the leader of the free world.
They are.
How about that?
The tables, and that's to my point.
Like I told you, there's only one law at work. It's the law of nature. Don't mess with her. She will flip it on you. Flip it on you. And this is one example that what you thought you were controlling and the show that you thought you were running, ended up getting ran on you.
Exactly. And he thought hate never wins. I see you, powerful Black woman. But he thought.
Yes.
Go ahead, Bunny. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, it's always that saying, what the devil means for bad, God turns out.
Yes. What you meant for evil.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's now he's going to sit back and he's reaping. You reap what you sow.
And now look, he's not the man on campus anymore. Now he looks so small in the global, exactly, in the global lens. Crowd size, crowd size, crowd size.
Y'all can't see us on the radio.
So
Y'all
sexy,
can't
crowd
see us on
size.
the
Remember
video,
that?
But my chat know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Weenie,
If you want to
what's
see
that
what
yellow
we're talking
bikini?
about, go ahead and check us out on
Bikini.
YouTube. If you want to see what we're talking about, go ahead and
Go
check
to
us out on
YouTube.
YouTube.
You gotta do both. You gotta
You gotta
listen
do
on the
both,
radio
but-
and you gotta listen on YouTube.
And pull up that song, Eeny Weenie.
There you go.
Yellow bikini. I don't know the exact name of, but yeah, pull up that song too while you're at it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, let me say this. He thought that he and his I can't say what I want to say because I'm on the radio, but he and his friends-
Decepticons, honey.
Decepticons.
Decepticons.
They thought that they could come in and set this man up and belittle him and make him feel small. The man has been fighting for his life and his country, the lives of his countrymen. And for that, I tip my hat to him. You know,
Absolutely.
I was mortified, as was most of this country, by what we witnessed from that administration. We
But
were
look at the beauty.
mortified, and it brought us
It came
back
from
to
that
a place
pain.
where
Yep.
we all felt, you know, all of us have been bullied one time in our lives. Every one of us. No one is above that. Everyone on this planet has met a bully.
That's
And
right.
that right there took us all back to that place. And to
Don't
sit
like
and
it.
think that this is, quote unquote, the president of our country, it's asinine. And now we stand with Zelensky and prayers that the country is saved, and that the other countries, our allies, stood up and stepped up. Where
But look at how
the
the
United
bully-
States has
Look at how the
always-
bully got his asinine handed to him.
He is definitely Mr. Salutations, a respected warrior.
He
Yes.
is.
Yes, he is.
Definitely.
He didn't just sit in his office and demand. He put on his shoes, laced up his boots, and went and fought with his people.
He did.
And for
He said,
that,
send
I
me
had
ammunition.
all
Don't
of
send
my-
me. Don't
Yes.
send me to an airplane. He said, send me
Yes.
ammunition.
Yes, and for
Yeah.
that, I respect him. It's something that, you know, how dare you? And so we have got to just wrap our minds around what we have to do these next 4 years.
Yeah.
Come together as a community and do what's best for our country as well as ourselves.
Exactly.
You're listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection. I am your host, DJ Kitty Cat. I'm here with my co-host, Mrs. Morningstar. On Mondays,
Yay.
we check into health and wellness and our identity within ourselves. On Tuesdays, we have Veterans Voices, and we have leaders who mentor. On Wednesdays, we have mental health, and we dabble and dabble into politics. On Thursday, we talk about nonprofits and how our communities are affected and where we can come in and fill in the gap. And on Fridays, we showcase small businesses. So if you are a small business, if you have a nonprofit, if you have an association, we implore you to join ourplugs.com and come and join the show. We want you to come up and speak about what you have going on. If you have a fundraiser going on, come on to the show. If you have a toy drive or a coat drive, a food drive, whatever is going on in your community, we welcome you onto the show. You can reach me, go to ourplugs.com, put in your information, sign up as a general user, go ahead, send me your contact information, fill out that form, contact us, let us know what you're needing, let us know how you'd like to be a part of the show. Our doors are open, our phones are open, and we appreciate you all. We have about 30 seconds. You guys go ahead and say your last bit, and we've got to go ahead and run out the show. Go ahead.
I'd just like to say rest in peace to Angie Stone. I actually wrote a song that appeared on Girlfriends. I don't know if you guys remember that show in early 2000s,
Absolutely.
Girlfriends.
Yes.
The soundtrack. And Angie Stone has a song on that album called I Wish I Didn't Miss You.
Oh
That was
man,
track number
love
3.
it.
Exactly. And the song that I wrote is track number 11. So if you guys would like to check that out, I dropped it in the chat, but if you'd like to check that out, Girlfriends,
I'm definitely listen to it.
the soundtrack, and you can go on, and there are a myriad of other songs. Mary J. Blige, Erykah Badu. I have a song on there, Angie Stone, and others. So
I have a little bit of her playing in the background, guys. If
Beautiful.
you can hear it, it's a little tribute to Miss Stone. We will miss you dearly.
Rest
my
in peace.
sister.
Rest in power. Rest in paradise.
I love me some Angie Stone.
Thank you guys for listening. Our Plugs, the Community Connection on WKRA 92.7. The Change. We will see you tomorrow morning. Take care.
You are
Have a
valuable.
great night, everybody. Thank you guys for coming through.
Great
Thank you,
morning.
Chad. We love you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, WKRA. You guys have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You are valuable.
Hey y'all, it's DJ Kitty.
And Miss Morningstar.
We are here from Our Plugs, the Community Connection, and we will be your new morning host on WKRA 92.7 The Change.
Yes, we will be broadcasting Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time.
We'll also be streaming on YouTube at Our Plugs LLC.
Be sure to tune in.
Hey y'all, it's DJ Kitty.
And Miss
All right.
Love it.